Hey guys, I am here. This is my first video. This is kind of a first foray into this for me. So I am going to be talking about the full moon that's happening on Monday night, Monday, January the 13th, 2025. And I'm going to talk about what I'm doing to celebrate the full moon and how I'm going to put my best intention forward into manifesting exactly what I want this year. And not even just what I want, but manifesting more than I even thought was possible. So I'm being very intentional. I started a path earlier this year of trying to be a better mom because I'm just like on autopilot. I'm not present. I'm just going through the motions. I'm thinking about success and career and all these things that since becoming a mom 4 years ago, just don't hold the same value as they once did. Or maybe my idea of success is different than it used to be, I guess. And then also my idea of health is different than it used to be. I used to eat whatever I want. I used to eat fast food and all this other stuff and whatever. But I just care so much about ingredients and I care about what I put in my body. I care about the fuel that I give it. I care about the water I give it. I care about the nutrients and I care about longevity and everything that I can do to maximize that so that I can be with my family and have these great relationships. And, all that stuff takes effort. It's not like you just get out of bed and don't think of any of that. It's an all day thing of what you're eating and are you drinking enough? All these things. And are you present and trying to just embody this better person that you want so badly for yourself? And I so badly want this for myself. I want to be connected and I want to have a great relationship with my husband and great relationship with my kids. And I want this very happy home. And so that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. I'm really into herbalism and using different herbs to treat illnesses. Like, for instance, I make my own elderberry syrup out of dried elderberries to give to my family when we feel like we're starting to get sick, and different tinctures and things like that. Some stuff I buy, some stuff I make, but I'm really interested in that stuff. So anyway, that's a little bit about me and kind of what I'm into. And so I kind of just stumbled on this path and have been meditating and doing all this stuff. So I'm going to talk about exactly what I'm going to do for this. Anybody can do this. You don't have to have been doing this for a long time or anything like that. You could just look at this video today and say, oh, that looks great. I'm going to do that because those are the kind of things that I'm into too. All right. So I'm going to talk about the full moon in Cancer that's coming on Monday, January 13th, 2025. Today is also kind of an interesting day because it's January 11th, 111, and that's kind of a significant number in numerology. I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about that, but it is really interesting. So if you're interested in numerology and things like that, then you should go on YouTube and check out some other videos about the January 11th portal. But basically, it's a really good time to be grateful. That's huge. Be grateful for everything you have. Like, I just did a meditation a couple minutes ago and I went over all the stuff I'm grateful for: my kids, my husband, my home, my sanctuary, nature, all these things. And you know what else? Be grateful for yourself. I was sitting there and I was like, I'm grateful for me because I am the one who's sitting out here in the cold, in the sun though, and doing the work it takes to be great. And so I'm grateful for me and for having self-love in myself for even taking the time to do any of this stuff. But so I sat out there and I was grateful, and that's big. And let it give you emotion. Like, smile when you think of your kids laughing and saying the silly stuff that they say all the time and doing silly things, and feeling that love deep inside yourself for everything that you have to be grateful for. And so I did that. That's a great thing to do. And then another thing is maybe just set one strong intention and, go outside and say, today, my big intention that I set for today is that I'm present. I'm present. I'm not on autopilot anymore. And that is basically the overarching thing to my whole life's mission, is to get off this autopilot, because my brain is constantly, ticking away, thinking about the future and thinking about chores and housework and random stuff, thinking about all the things I want to do all the time and all these ideas that I have in my brain, going through my head all the time. But I want to be present. I want to have memories, of my kids and my husband. And I want to be in this moment. And so Anyway, that's a good thing to do. Do the gratitude. If you can like think of 11 things or whatever, if you really want to stick to the 11 number, but I just think of all the things that I have to be grateful for. It can go on for a while, or it can be as short as you want it to be. Um, and then that one big intention that you have. And then another cool thing, if you're into it, is you can actually write all those things down. I like to write on parchment paper because I find it burns easier, but you can write it down on paper and then go outside carefully, like don't burn anything down, but go outside and light it on fire and just release that intention. And it just is, it's accepted by the universe. It, blows up, and not blows up, but it catches on fire and it's just accepted into being. It just is. You didn't have to really work for it. It just is there. It was so easy for you to have it. And then you can do something, with the ashes, like put it in your garden or something that feels like sacred to you. You could bury it, or, whatever it is that feels good to you. That's a good way of celebrating this portal day, because, everything's so cosmically energetic right now. We have this full moon coming in a couple days, and it's charging up and things are moving around in the sky, and all that's creating this great cosmic energy that we can take advantage of today and then again on Monday. So I'm going to give you a little bit of astrology. Of course, this is not my thing. I've watched a lot of videos, but I do not pretend to be like super knowledgeable in this. And some of it I'm just paraphrasing from sources that I've heard and all that stuff, but it feels good. It all just feels positive and uplifting. And so I really like it. But if you want like full on astrology and you're into that, there's this lady called Lunatic Astrology on YouTube. And she talks about like politics and how people's birth charts, like Trump and Musk and all these people, how their birth charts can affect what's going to happen in our near future and things like that. And so I think it's really cool. She has some good stuff, or you could just skip to your sign and then listen to that too. And it's just a couple minutes. So anyway, brief astrology, the full moon is in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. It's known as the crab. Cancer is said to be ruled by the moon because the moon rules emotions. Cancers represent emotions. They are nurturing, compassionate, protective, sensitive, creative, and very intuitive people usually. And so those are all things that the moon is also responsible for. And so Cancer and the moon are together on Monday. So again, we're aligning those two energies, the Cancer and the moon. And then they're in what's called the first house, which again, I'm not going to pretend to know what all the houses are. So I've researched it. And the first house is associated with self-image, approach to life, personality, vitality, energy. So thinking about that, now you add it to that. So you have this cosmic energy that's all about your emotions and feeling your emotions and being in tune with who you are and who you want to be, and self-realization of all those things that you want in your life, all the self-realization of your relationships becoming exactly what you want out of them, and your career blossoming and, being successful and wealthy, and all these things is a thing to be celebrated on the full moon. So this full moon in Cancer is also really cool and important because back in July, on July 5th of 2024, we had a new moon in Cancer. Okay. So the new moon is typically for setting your intentions and for manifesting and all these things. And then the full moon is supposed to be, like releasing everything so that you let everything go that's holding you back so that you obtain those things that you manifested. So we're making a full circle of the new moon in Cancer and now the full moon in Cancer. And so we are going to release that energy. And one thing that I thought that was really cool and got my brain really ticking is, thinking back, what was I manifesting on July 5th of 2024? Like what was in my head? I don't know. I can't hardly remember anything because I'm on autopilot. So, and unfortunately I did not start journaling until October. So definitely start journaling first of all, because it's so easy to go back and journal your dreams and all these things. And you might be able to find some meaning there or some advice, or come to some self-realizations on the way of journaling. And it also has a way of just helping you work through your issues and your emotions and coming to terms with things about yourself. So it's really important for self-awareness to keep a journal. So I was thinking back to July, like what maybe can you figure out what your emotions were, what your mental chatter was going on in your head at that time, what habits maybe you wanted to break. I found it when I was trying to think back. I tried to look through my photos to see what, maybe try to spark some memory about what was going on at that time. Try to go back in my text, but it's like complicated because you can't just like sort by the date, which would be really cool if you could. So I didn't get very far on that, but I kind of just went back. And then as I just like kind of primed my brain to start thinking about it, I think later that night when I was taking a bath, it just came to me some of the things I was thinking about, which was we were thinking about moving across state lines, moving somewhere farther away, different life, totally different life than what we've been used to since we've been together for like 15 years. And then I know I was thinking about being about our mom and kind of looking for more fulfillment inside my relationship with my partner. I know that was on my brain. And so I was also thinking about career changes for myself, and was my job that I was good at. Like there was nothing that I wasn't good at with my job. It actually fit my personality too well. But what it did was accentuate autopilot. And I could see that when I was doing that work, I would get in this zone and like I couldn't be disrupted from the zone, or I would snap at people. And trying to be a stay-at-home mom and homeschool kids, it just really doesn't work whenever like that. You have to be very flexible. And I was finding that I was too rigid into that career. And so I kind of already was thinking about taking a back seat in that career around that time. So I was basically reflecting on what my best self looked and felt like at the very, very beginning stages of this. Because, like I said, I wasn't even journaling or any of that stuff. And I don't even think I was really meditating a lot at that time either. It was probably just a spark in my head like, oh, I need to start doing that. Let me do it now. And then I won't do it for a month and then I'll get back or whatever. But I know I was having those internal discussions with myself about trying to just be better, be more present and active with the girls and things like that. So back in July, whether or not I thought about it, whether I was doing this kind of practice where I'm, doing ceremonious things and manifesting and all those things, I still put those gears in motion. And so did you. So you obviously were also making that same kind of stuff. You were probably thinking similar thoughts, different things, whatever applies to you. And you were having those thoughts back then too. Now, if you can take some time now to try and remember that, that would be great in anticipation of the full moon so that you just like have that clear in your mind. But if you can't remember, just go with what you think, what is best for you. And I'm sure you were thinking about what was best for you at that time too. So I'm sure we thought about different conversations with our partners and families, and we manifested something back then. I know everyone manifested something. And since that time, we have just been gathering resources, picking up knowledge, reading a book or an article or seeing a Instagram post or whatever, a reel, and thinking, wow, man, that really clicks with me. And I like that. Maybe you save some stuff. Oh, that's probably a good source, is going back and seeing what you saved at that time on like your Instagram and your Facebook messages and, or, the saved folder. And so we have been picking up knowledge and nuggets of information. And then also we probably change our vision. I know the stuff I was thinking about, like moving and the place I wanted to move to at that time. And that's not even where I want to go now. And so I've revised my dream. Most of it, the foundation of it is all still the same, but some little aspects have tweaked over that time. So all of our fundamental groundwork that we need for this ceremony on the full moon is already in place. We've already done it. So there's no need to be like, oh, well, I haven't prepared enough and I don't have enough resources. So I'm going to set this one out so I can do the full, thing next time. I wouldn't do that, because it's just, do you want your best life now, or do you want to wait another year for some other cycle to come around? Because I can tell you, I'm ready for this stuff now. And it's hard to sit back and wait now that I am doing all the work that it does take to do this and being more serious with these manifestations and these, I'm saying ceremony, there's lots of different words for it. Is it a ceremony, a ritual, an observance, all these different things that you could call what I'm doing. I like to just call it a ceremony because I don't want to call it a ritual, because that kind of, I don't know, I just don't love the connotation, I guess, with that. I don't want to be like too witchy, I guess. I don't know, just a little bit. So I really strongly believe that after this full moon and really releasing the things holding us back and just really cementing our intentions, that these things, and from what these astrologers are saying on their channels, is that things are coming in 6 months. Like things, the way the planets are aligning and moving into different constellations and things like that, and the houses that they're in and all those things, is like these great things, this momentous things are happening, and like they can be really positive things if we have positive energy and positive intentions and manifestations around it, or they can be really negative if that's kind of the mood we're in right now and we're funky and we're like, oh, this life sucks. I mean, I don't want to say that out loud, because just saying those things in our head is bringing our frequencies down. And we're trying to raise the frequency. We're trying to just say, oh, all the positive things are happening. I'm healthy and I'm this. And even if you don't feel like it, just say it. Just lie to yourself until it feels right. Because I promise, when I first started doing this, which was only in October, okay, that's when I got serious about this, October of 2024, is that the way you have your own self-talk in your head is everything. Like if you can just make that the most positive, radiant, appreciative self-talk you've ever heard, it just becomes natural. And whenever you hear negative self-talk, which I was always a big negative self-talker, and also out loud, I would just say the most negative stuff all the time. And now when I hear someone else doing it, like my husband, I'm like, hey, like, be positive. Why say you're going to get sick? Like, let's fake it till we make it, which I was never like that before, but it just happens. You just have to change your mental chatter, your self-talk and your self-awareness. So the things that are coming to fruition over the next 6 months, like, what's your big vision? Think about it right now. What's your big vision? What's your best self look like? What's your best relationship will look like with your partner, with your kids, with your mom and dad, with your family, with your friends? What do you look like coming into that? Like, can you imagine in your head, just closing your eyes, how that would feel to just be that best self and be amazing and be the person you can be? Because I love to just like try to envision exactly how that would feel. If I'm trying to think of, I'm going to be like playful with my kids, I'm thinking about myself sitting on the floor, like playing with them with their toys, just try to envision yourself doing the things you want to do. And are you ready for what you wished for? I mean, are you ready for this? Because we can do this. We have the power inside of ourselves to wish for big things and to get them. Like whether you manifest it, you pray, however you call it. I'm not saying like any spiritual calling is better than the other or different. It's, whatever is best for your language. You set those things in motion. You want things and you can get them. And it's all inside of yourself to get it. You don't need someone else to get this stuff. All you need is your own mindset to believe in yourself and to know that you have the power to do what you want to do in this life. I very strongly believe that. So I am just not going to let this moment pass me by. I have, like I said, started in October, like really meditating and keeping a journal and doing some self-work, going to retreats and things that felt really good, going to classes that felt good. And listening to a lot of YouTube videos like meditation and mindful peace, and his YouTube channel. And then the Lunatic Astrologer is great for astrology. Wisdom Nuggets is great for just this motivational, like you can do it. And I don't know, just like crazy wisdom. I don't know. I love his videos. But just listening to that stuff instead of scrolling on Facebook and, social media and getting that dopamine, just listening to a video instead and just trying to broaden myself. And that's all really cool things to do. So I'm not going to let it slip away. I'm planning with this new channel is to do a YouTube live video for the full moon ceremony. I have a special little ceremony planned that I'm going to record and have it be a live video so that you guys can participate too in your own home and just be, if you don't really know how it works and you're like, I don't know, you don't want to spend time trying to figure it all out like I have, then just listen along and do whatever you want to do in your space that feels good. Maybe get together with friends if you have people that are like-minded as you. I know I'm planning to do that with my cousin. She's going to be present on the live as well if everything goes right. And we are going to honor our drive, determination, self-love by using this huge cosmic shift in energy. And we're going to let go of our limiting beliefs. We're going to let go of our habits, bad habits that are bringing us back. And then we're also going to release a big manifestation into the universe. So if you want to participate, you should comment first of all, let me know you're coming. And then also just join, just come. It's going to be at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. and just join the live and see how it feels, and just come with positive energy, please. That's the only thing I ask, is just try to take a moment and bring some positive energy with you to our session, because we want all the energy to just be really positive and loving and supportive and connective to each other, and really use our shared positive energy to boost our energy into the universe and really get what we want. So if you want to participate, these are some cool things to have. Of course, you don't have to have any of this stuff, or you can have all of it, or you can have different stuff. It's all about intention. What is your intention behind it? If you say, I'm going to drink peppermint tea, and I'm going to say that peppermint is because I'm going to be bold and strong and zesty in the new year, whatever, you can give it whatever intention you want. You don't have to do what I'm doing. These are suggestions. I researched the herbs and, what they do and all that stuff. And I can explain that on the live if people are interested in it as well. It doesn't matter if you don't have exactly what we're using. Don't let that inhibit you from doing it. Just use what you have. I'm going to do a herbal tea. Some ingredients that would be good for your tea for this time is bay leaves, rosemary, lavender, dandelion, chamomile, mint, ginger. Those are all good. They're all about prosperity and luck and destiny and positivity and peace and, all these good things that we want, and success and everything. So whatever you want to make, I'm going to make something with those, probably like rosemary, ginger, and maybe like chamomile or something. I don't know. And I don't know if that's going to taste good. So, just be a little concoction. You make a little concoction in your kitchen. Another thing that you can bring with you is an incense stick or a cone, a sage smudge stick, a fire if you want to have like a bonfire outside because it's going to be cold. Bundle up, people, and matches, because they say, those that know or whatever, they say that matches are what you should be lighting stuff with and not lighters. It's like a little more like sacred, I guess you could say, because a lot of this is kind of, some of it's like from Native Americans and other populations, and we want to understand where it comes from and all those things. But I actually decided to make an incense cone because there's a recipe online, and it's really just like getting a mortar and pestle, which I got on Facebook Marketplace. It's really cute. It's marble. Get a mortar and pestle. I ground up some bay leaves that I already had in my pantry, and I ground that all up. And then you add some water and a little bit of honey, and you press it into a cake decorating icing tip, like a decorating tip. So I put it in there and you pack it in, and then you put a toothpick in the middle and you kind of pop it out. And so this is a bay leaf incense that I'm going to do because I don't have sage smudge, and I don't know, I don't really like feel called for it. I'm going to make my own, but until then I'm going to use my incense cone. So that, and then the next thing is candles. White candles are good for the moon, but do whatever you have. If you have whatever kind of candle in your house, you can use whatever. A lot of this community use like taper candle and stuff like that. And I did make one because I was feeling inclined to do so. So this is one of the candles that I made. I bought some taper candle silicone molds, and then I had a lot of beeswax, and then I got some lavender and thyme and stuff like that. I'm sure you can see. And I put that on the outside edges of the silicone mold and poured the beeswax in. I had a wick and made a candle. So it's pretty nifty. However, you have to be careful with the herbs you put in or the flowers, because they can ignite. And that's kind of what happened with this one. It made like a torch, and it was going crazy, but it's beautiful. So you can get that. You can bring crystals with you if you want. Think about being outside under the moon. Wear maybe sandals that you can at least ground for a little while on the ground. Put your feet on the ground and really grounding to the earth, because I think that's really important. You can always just do that and then put socks and shoes on afterwards. It's not like you have to be in some sort of like weird meditative state the whole time. It's more of like a happy go lucky vibe, not anything weird. So this is another thing, maybe a bay leaf. You can write your intention on a bay leaf and then burn it during the ceremony, or you can use regular paper or parchment paper, burns really well. So you'll want that, a bay leaf, parchment, or regular paper, and a pen to write with. You can even dress up because Cancer is a water sign, the crab. You can wear blue if you want to, or like a flowy dress or flowy pants or flowy cardigan or whatever you have, because you need to be warm. And you can even wear pearls, like a pearl necklace or earrings, or you can even have like seashells. You can like decorate your outside area with seashells if you want. You can really play it up as much as you want to, or you don't have to at all. You can just do it in front of your bedroom window with the window open if you want, to get some moon energy, but also not have to freeze outside. It's all what you want. Another cool thing you can do, and what I plan to do, is setting a glass of water out in the moonlight. You're absorbing the moon's energy and this cosmic energy, but then you're also absorbing your energy, your positive energy of what you want in this life into the water. So I have this really beautiful like water vessel that I got at a thrift store randomly. It just called to me and I got it. But I like to fill that up with very good quality reverse osmosis water, because the kind of water you drink is important. So I like to bring that outside with me, and just, you don't have to leave it out in the moonlight all night for it to be moon water. It can be just during this ritual or ceremony, like for an hour or whatever, or you can put like a cheesecloth or some sort of mesh on top of it and leave it out overnight if you want to really soak that in. But whatever you want to do, it's just all about intention. You're making this water so that you can drink it after the ceremony is over. You drink it and you just embody all of that stuff. It's just one more thing where we're putting that out there for this stuff to manifest for us. You can take your crystals outside to bathe in the moonlight and recharge in their energy and hold that energy for you of what you want. Or if you have tarot cards or whatever, you can bring any of that stuff outside to charge in the moon. Some other things that you may want to do after the ceremony is journal your feelings, how you're feeling. Cancer is about emotions. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling in general? You can journal about what you felt in the ceremony. If anything cool happened, like my cousin and I did one recently, and we heard like dogs barking and howling and stuff after, like a chorus of it. And it was really, really cool. So write down any special moments that happen. You definitely want to keep track of that. And then, the rest of the night is about self-care. It's all about you, and you should take care of yourself. Take a bath with Epsom salts and maybe dried herbs or flower petals from your garden or whatever you have. Light a candle, put on music, do a face mask, lotion, just pamper yourself on the full moon night, on Monday night, and just feel good, and feel good that you showed up for yourself and that you are doing the work that it takes to be your best self ever. Definitely start journaling if you haven't already, but make note of your dreams over tonight and tomorrow and on Monday night, and going forward, because there might be your dreams are usually more vivid around a full moon, and there might be nuggets of information that's in those dreams that will help you connect to your best self, or spirit, maybe if someone that passed came to you in your dream, what they said, or could give you advice in life or help you with resolve conflicts, or any number of things. There's lots of little nuggets of information in your subconscious that's hidden. It might give you more insight and solutions to things. So I just want to wrap up. Thank you guys for joining me. Please come to the live. I really think it's going to be fun. And I really am excited to have the power of multiple people's positive energy to just explode this energy into the universe and just get everything that is best for us, and have us feeling really good and having a very successful and amazing year, and just everything we ever dreamed. Because I honestly believe that we have the power inside of us to do anything. We don't need anyone. We don't need a book or anything out there. We have everything we need inside of us. And once we realize that we can tap into that energy, anything is possible. So I really hope that you show up, and just know that everything you need to succeed is just right inside of you. So I really hope I see you on Monday night, January the 13th, 2025, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come on, chat. If you want to say things that you're manifesting and letting go, or anything you want to share with us, go ahead. We'll have an open chat, and I'm really excited about building a positive community that gets together for these kind of rituals, for moons and different kind of astrology, and just whatever, different solstices and whatever we find that we really resonate with. So thanks, guys, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.